So he says, though, and so here's the nub. Here's the problem, the major problem, at least as I see it, right? He says, having said this, we still cannot advance the best of all possible worlds defense as a satisfying theodicy for another important reason. Well, what is it? Well, it undermines, notice, the freedom of God in creation. Leibniz suggested that God's supreme wisdom united to a goodness that is no less infinite cannot but have chosen the best, right? So Leibniz appears, he tells us here, to be saying that only one world could qualify as the best of all possible worlds. If that is true, he tells us, then it follows that if this is indeed the best of all possible worlds, then it must be, and here's the nub here, logically necessary for God to have created this. God had to do it. God had no choice. God had no freedom. This is what he had to do.
Right.
Right. And so this makes God's act of creation itself logically necessary. Well, is that what we really want?
Yeah.
Right.
No. So a more faithful way to ponder a perfect creator who has perfect freedom to consider the following two claims about the world. First, that this is the best of all possible worlds.
So that's Leibniz's position.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
But two is there is no possible world better than this world. So you're like, oh, what's the difference there?
Yeah.
Well, claim one, which Tony says what Leibniz made, certainly entails claim two, right? So this is the best of all possible worlds, and there are no possible worlds better than that world. That's what that agrees to.
Right.
But the second claim isn't true in reverse. Claim two does not entail claim one. Claim one, this is the best of all possible worlds, is a stronger claim, but it commits Leibniz to far more than the evidence can sustain. Claim two, that is, there is no possible world better than this world, is more modest and defensible. And he says, well, why? Because it preserves God's freedom as well as the optimally great God that Leibniz rightfully affirms.
Right. In other words, claim two says that there may be other worlds equal to this world, but that there is no possible world better than this world. Right? So that it leaves open how one might judge what an optimally good world must look like. There's no single criterion of goodness by which to judge such a world. One would, with more goodness, may be better in some respects, he tells us, whereas one with less goodness may be better in other respects, right? So the point is this. There may be any number of possible worlds, right? Any number of equally optimal worlds, exemplifying the highest good that an optimally good God could have chosen to create, that do not deny his freedom. So, the way to get around this is to say, as you said, claim two, which was there is no possible world better than this world, right? Now, there may be other possible worlds as good, and so God is free to choose among various possible worlds. And so by that, he says this saves God's freedom, right?
Right.